Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app.
Audible offers an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre, from bestsellers and new releases to celebrity memoirs, and what I'm really into these days, mysteries and thrillers.
Love them. And one of our friends, Elena Urquhart, you might know her from a little podcast called Morbid, wrote The Butcher and the Wren. It's a really great thriller about a serial killer. I mean, it is so scary. I cannot wait for the next one. And I love to listen to it.
And guess what? As an Audible member, you can choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/Crappens or text Crappens to 500-500. That's audible.com/Crappens or text Crappens to 500-500.
When you choose Organic Valley, not only will you be enjoying great tasting dairy, you'll help to save over 1,600 small organic family farms who are protecting over 400,000 acres of organic farmland and all the plants and animals that call it home. This is dairy you can feel good about. It's great tasting, high-quality organic dairy, ethically sourced from small organic family farms. To find Organic Valley Dairy near you, visit ov.coop. That's ov.coop.
When you get HubSpot Sales Hub, it's like getting a new teammate. An efficient, organized, helpful teammate who's also super easy to work with and won't microwave leftover shrimp scampi in the break room. Learn how you can close deals faster and crush your revenue goals with Sales Hub at HubSpot.com/sales.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is part 2 of a 2-part recap. If you're wondering where part 1 was, well, go check in the feed and be sure to subscribe so that way you always get your episodes. But enough of that. Let's get right back into the episode. Yeah, so now Scheana does her version of bullying, which is basically telling Joe to take her hat off. She's like, you should take your hat off. I'm gonna fucking bully you. I'm literally saying I'm gonna bully you. Take the hat off. You got braids on. You got really nice braids. Why don't you show your hat? Why don't you show your hat? But Joe's embarrassed to show her braids for whatever reason. And Sheena's like, no, take your hat off. Take it off. You don't need to wear that fucking tom-tom hat. We're good. We're good. We're good.
It's like, this is the only hat I could find. Oh my God, I'm a record. Is it working? Well, she's still looking at me. She's still looking at me.
I can see the tom-tom hat being triggering at this party for sure. It's advertising.
Not the best choice.
Not a good choice.
Right.
It's basically saying I am Team Tom and Team Tom. So
it's
that
wearing
there
a team
is a bad
jersey.
choice.
Right. And here's the other thing, just not to be too one-sided. Joe is kind of a dipshit in this whole situation. She's wearing a tom-tom hat, and then later her reaction is I was attacked. I don't think she's being attacked, but I don't know. So then we see, so Joe's I've gotten so much hate from these girls. It's 100% bully, and it's horrible. It's not fun. And Sheena's talking to her friend going, if you're a hairstylist, show your work. Show your fucking hair. You know what I mean? I was like, well, you're a singer, and I would appreciate it if you didn't try and sell your work. So, listen. And also, I've known plenty of hairdressers who have shitty hair. Isn't that natural?
Look at Jonathan Van Ness, right?
Yeah.
He's got that giant beard and the long hair and everything.
Yeah,
and
he looks like a horse girl from the 5th grade.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have to live the art to do the art.
Well, listen, my best Weight Watchers counselors have had pounder bags of peanut M&Ms in their glove box. You know what I mean? Everyone doesn't live their job.
Look at Kelly Catrone, okay? She is all about Fashion Week, and what does she do? She walks around in a black shirt all the time and some pants. It's
yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to. You can express yourself in other ways, darling.
Yeah, and so Madison's she has dope braids, right? Doesn't it look beautiful? She goes, yeah, she has braids. Just, oh my God, you're always wearing a hat. Why are you always wearing a hat? Which is such an odd way.
She does hat bullying is so strange. Take your hat off. Joe's no, I didn't have my hat on. So,
Joe's like, oh my God, my head's my armor. Take off my hat. They're coming from me. I'm melting. Oh, my hat's back on. Thank God I'm still here. God, I was still here. I was like a candle near a flame there for a second. I'm still here.
So, Scheana, so Katie and Ariana join the girls, and Sheena's like, so I'm having some like drinks tonight, so like enjoy it because it might be the only time it happens tonight. So Katie's like, why? Katie is in no mood to laugh along with Scheana tonight.
Yeah, Katie hates Scheana, and it's so funny watching her try to be nice to Scheana because Katie cannot hide it. You know, she just does not have any fakeness about her, and she hates this fucking girl, and she's had to be nice to her ever since Scandival, and it's just killing her. And she's like, oh, Scheana, you don't drink often? Well, maybe because when you do, you make out with people's boyfriends. Maybe I wouldn't be drinking if I was her either.
So now Sandoval's like hanging out with like Joe and Billy Lee and T, and they're like the outcasts, you know.
Yeah.
And Sandoval's like, hey T, I like your dress. She's like, thanks. So then Joe's like, hi Tom, I like your face, kiddo. You're doing great. I would pull my hat over my eyes, except someone stole it. Oh, wait, no, it's there after all. Oh, whoops, I lose track of things. Just ask for Charlie the Turtle. Whoops.
You're like, thanks, I'll tell my Botox guy that you said you like my face.
Like, oh my God, do you have a Botox guy that can freeze your personality in time? I just want you to be this Tom all the time. I love this Tom. My God, I would wear this hat even if there was only one Tom because you wouldn't be enough for this world. Tom.
You know, if you wear this hat upside down, it says what? So, except I guess like it wouldn't really, because the T would be upside down. So I guess it'd be more like saying like, would it be saying like Walge? Because it's like an L and a J together. Walge. So Ariana's like, is that Joe? Gross. And Lala's like, yes. I'm like that girl in elementary school who's like, where? Right there. Squirting.
Sorry, this just got really awkward.
Yes.
So then over on the chair is Billy's tattletaling, and she's like, the girls behind you, every time they look over here, they're just like mean mugging at us. They're like mean mugging. And
Literally
I'm like, okay,
Billy's
drama. But then we see that they literally are.
Yeah, they're being.
The girls are just looking over like, gross.
Because like Billy Lee's always mean mugging, so I'm like, shut up, Billy Lee. And then I look, then they cut to Ariana going, she's a rat girl. I'm like, okay, Billy Lee may have a point here.
Billy Lee's not always mean mugging. She's always shocked mugging. Like, oh my God, you're here? Like, you know, like when someone's at your door, and I mean, I have a glass front door, so sometimes they don't just ring the doorbell. It's just like a UPS guy standing there. And it scares me. It's happened multiple times where I'm just like, whoa, you're there? And I feel like that's how Billy Lee is. Like, oh, is that a mosquito or a fly?
So Joe is just covering. She's like literally pulling her hat down over her face. She goes, I don't know what to do. Billy Lee's like, Joe, like, why are you plugging your ears? She goes, I don't like it. I can hear their eyes. Take it off right now.
And she's like, this past year, these things that these girls have said about me, they don't go away, okay? They would insinuate that I was a crackhead, and that's like hurtful and harmful to anybody with ADD. Also not really nice to crackheads, which, you know, like, there are people too, all right?
Could you imagine being a crackhead and having ADD? Wow. So Scheana then brings all the girls over
By
to
the
DJJ.
way, I know it's not great to people who have ADD. Let me just say, being called a crackhead isn't great to anybody. Just have to put it out there, okay? Nobody finds that to be a compliment, okay? Just if that makes you feel any better.
Yeah.
This is a blanket, you know, like, we all hurt, you know. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, it's rarely used in a complimentary way. It's not like, oh, this really hurts the ADD people more.
Right.
I guess I'm not even gonna.
Well, it could, because I get that they're a stereotype. I guess
with
what I'm saying is, like, I don't know that they
ADD
hate
is a
you
little more
because of
frantic,
ADD.
maybe?
I don't think they're mocking you because of ADD. I think they're coming at you because of going to Big Bear with
Yes.
the boys or whatever.
So Schwartz like, Joseph, why are you plugging your ears? I saw you go like this.
Ooh, why is everyone? Because
I don't know. I don't want eek. Ooh, when everyone was like eek, ooh, eek.
They're like, she's like, everybody, they're like looking over me and they're doing this like, you know what I mean? It's like walking through a car wash without a car. It's like, like you get to the end and it's just.
The time is 12:03.
I still have water droplets. I can't drop water. I still have water droplets.
Hey, Macarena.
Do I have to tip the towel guy? God, why will nobody ever tell me? How much do you tip a towel guy?
So Joe's like, it's one thing to hear it on social media, but there's like another feeling when you can see 5 girls and you just kind of feel like they're just talking shit about me, about you. And Scheana's like, I was like, oh my God, like, do you want to hear this about Joe? She's like, so wild. Like, why are you wearing that hat? Like, you're a hairstylist. You should probably like show off your work. And she's like wearing braids. And like, if you're like a hairdresser, like, why are you wearing a hat? Like, am I right?
And even Lala's like, Jesus, Scheana.
I know.
God.
Is this the hill you're going to die on?
Yeah, and so Joe's like, FM on in the car while it's in the car wash. I'm not in a car. Why is the FM on? They're like, yeah, she's a freak. And Billy Lee's like, Joe, what are you doing? Are you hearing FM in the car wash again? She's like, oh my God, yes.
And T goes, she's a drama-free zone. Yeah, because Joe has her fingers in her ears. I feel so bad for her. She looks so unequipped for this situation. Like, I'm like, oh my God, this poor girl. So, then Allie is like, you know what? I saw her last night and I said, well, like, she's like, didn't like my straight up question where I was like, are you fucking Schwartz? So I was like, well, do you find him physically attractive? And she said, yes. So like, well, do you have feelings for him? And she's like, yes, like my dad. Like, right, guys?
Like, oh my God, like my dad. I'm sure that's especially hilarious to Lala, who's like, married Rand or whatever. And I know I'm not saying anything about Lala's father. I just mean like daddy types. You know what I mean? So then Ariana's like, oh my God, does she fuck her dad? And they're like, no. And I was like, I can't go there. This is so awkward. Oh, anybody have paper towels? Like, seriously. And Allie's like, honestly, like, she's trying to come in peace. She has, like, this energy where she's like, and Katie's like, she's a psychopath. Come on.
Ariana's like, girl, that was me a year ago. And Ariana's like, before anybody starts boo-hooing over how Joe is treated by any one of us, know that Joe is a full-blown mean girl bully who did not give a flying fuck about spending Thanksgiving with me in my home while knowing that our mutual friend was fucking my boyfriend in my house, and it is not bullying for me to point that out.
So I just need to know, what was the bullying that Joe did? Was it just coming to Thanksgiving while knowing that Tom was banging somebody?
I guess. I don't know if that counts as bullying. It just counts as definitely not being cool.
Being shitty.
Shitty.
Again, like Ariana's a scorned one, so I still don't like this. Sorry, it's a bad look.
I feel bad for Joe. I mean, Ariana, obviously, it's well established. We feel bad for Ariana and what she had to go through with all this bullshit. But I feel bad for Joe in this situation because I think just Joe doesn't seem to like. I don't know. I don't want to make excuses for her. If you know, because if she was being shitty, she was being shitty.
She doesn't need that many excuses. She did not cheat. She was not the one Tom was fucking. Any of that. I mean, keep it on Tom. You know what I mean? Like, if you guys are going to be mean girl bullies, do it to Tom. He's standing right there. He's standing literally right there.
So Allie's like, yeah, I met her like once or twice. Like, so I totally like believe you guys. I just want her to know, like, she can come to events and we're like not gonna like bully her, right, Katie?
Yeah, Katie's like, no, I don't want her to feel like she can come anywhere. And so Joe rushes past them crying. And Katie's like, yeah, I don't want her to feel comfortable, period. And if she's uncomfortable, then I'm thrilled. And you know what, Joe? Thank you, because you gave Katie's getting 2 huge gifts in this episode. One, she gets to bully a girl. Katie loves to bully a girl. That's always what's made me crazy about her. And here she is, back in full force.
Yep.
Whether they deserve it or not, by the way. This is her favorite fucking thing to do. And the other thing she gets in this episode is she gets to be a big, huge victim about something. So this is like a great episode for her. She's winning this one.
So now Schwartz is like, Joe, where are you going? Where are you going, Joe? And she's like, I don't like being attacked. I want to go home. I want to go home. So Brock is like, he's like watching this. He's not happy. And
so is the attack, I'm sorry to interrupt you, is the attack that the girls, she could just see the girls all looking at her and talking about her and being mean?
Maybe she could read the lips when Ariana said she's a rat girl. So Scheana's like, where's Joe? And Brock's like, oh, let's relax on the ways, Joe. She's crying in the corner trying to find some free spaghetti. So let's relax 1 second. And then Allie like puts her cup on like the table near James's video equipment. He's like, Allie Belly, no, you can't put it there, can't put it there. And then she's like, oh, sorry. She's naughty. See, I wasn't yelling at my girlfriend. We're very happy. It was just playful banter. Naughty, Allie Belly. Don't ever put it near there. Allie Belly, naughty.
Naughty. You'll be in culottes for a week if you try that again. All right. Right.
Hope you enjoy a pleather kiplet because that's your punishment.
So Lala and Katie are talking to Ariana about Schwartz admitting to kissing Scheana. And Katie's like, I'm going to confront her. So then Scheana is at the bar. She's like, oh my God, I'm like drinking tonight for like the first time ever. Well, not ever, but like sometimes I have like a drink, but that doesn't count because it's like drink. You know what I mean? It's like different than a drink. So like, I'm not like an alcohol. I'm like a drink, but only tonight. If that makes any sense. I'm basically sober. It's hard. It's really hard, you guys. Hey, do you have any chips?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing like a live broadcast of shenanigans where I talk about what it's like to be like drinking for the first time in forever because like I'm a mom. So like I'm just like, hello, welcome to the episode. Exclusive content for my Patreon.
So Ariana and Katie are still talking about the Scheana making out with Schwartz thing. And Ariana's like, well, I made out with Scheana in Vegas. Was it at the same time? And Katie's like, I don't know. And I don't want to bring it up because like I don't want to be like, yo, bitch, what the fuck? But like, it also is like, yo, bitch, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And Lala says, yeah, but he said they were joking about like during the holidays this year. And I was like, whoa, I don't like that at all. They were joking about it. They were talking about it and joking about it. I mean, it's not like to do it is one thing, but to joke about it on the holidays, that's a lot. I have a baby. So.
A baby, so I'm about to squirt all over this hotel. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. So Ariana's like, is this like an inside joke between the two of you or something? And Lala's like, it feels gross. And Katie goes, see, that part bothers me. Like, have you guys joked about doing this before? Like, that's just like so disrespectful. And then Sandoval walks over. He's like, hey, guys, sorry to interrupt. I just want to show off. I put on this cool jacket that has the back totally cut out. I don't know if you've seen this. Did you see his jacket? It was like a blazer, but the back was like a window to like below the blazer. It was so weird.
Like, weird person. He's struggling so hard, you know.
Trying to be fashion forward.
Yeah,
He's
just
like,
trying to be something, you know.
Ariana, I don't want to bother you, but like, I just want to make sure you got the email that I sent earlier, like, a month ago, and
she is like Gloria Swanson coming down a staircase, looking at him. She's like,
she is.
She's like,
I am so impressed because if there's someone that I can't stand and they try to talk to me, my dream is to do what Ariana did, just give like the evilest face. But instead I'm like, oh hi, yeah, no, it's fine, everything's fine, that's totally cool. Yeah, I'll check out that email.
Oh my God, I've just been really backed up in my emails. So I'll get to that.
It's totally fine.
She's like, my lawyer has it. And he's like,
just so you, I am nervous. Look, everybody, I'm being bullied. Just so you know, we need to get things going, you know, so if you could, like, have him respond.
and she's like,
she just turns away now. She just looks away and he's just talking to her cheekbone. Yeah, so like, and Lala's like, what's this about? And Sam's like, oh, it's like the house. Like, yeah, like just, you know, like whatever. Like, let me know. Like, cause, all right, well, I'm gonna leave you guys alone. It's a little drafty here, cause I don't have a back to my blazer. So, bye.
So then she's like, you know, Lala's, of course, got her opinion, which is it's taking Ariana so long time to rid herself of this house. Like, bitch, you've got so many brand deals. Get an apartment. Why should she? Why should she move out of the fucking
why?
house? That's her house.
That is her house.
He should get a fucking apartment.
Sandoval had the affair. He moves out. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. So Katie is Scheana's like, I'm twerking. That's what like drunk people do. No, it's like drunk tonight. Just like temporary drunk. So
Just like take this all in. Take this all in because I so rarely drunk twerk. So like what you guys are getting is like really a special thing.
So they go to the bar. They're going to talk or whatever. And then Sandoval is flirting with T. And he's like,
Wow, yeah, I was like, the other night I was like, I'm like at a pool by the Sky Bar. You know what that's like. I was like, I'm cold. And I was like, oh, you've got a jacket. Why are you still cold? Yeah, so that's what I was doing. I had a girlfriend one time. Now she's my roommate. Get it?
Yeah, it's like really hard going on dates because you have to like talk to people. It's like weird. I haven't like done this in a while. And then we see a very quick timeline of how he's basically been in a relationship since 2008. Kristen, Ariana, Raquel.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
VR training platforms, like the one developed by Fundamental VR and Orbis International, are helping surgeons train over and over before operating on real patients.
As you practice each skill, the muscle memory starts to develop.
Learn more at meta.com/metaverseimpact.
Advance your career in global business with Georgetown's top-ranked Flex MBA, now offered in a flexible online format. Combining the convenience of virtual classes with 2 week-long residencies in D.C., plus a global consulting experience. This part-time program prepares you to create the kind of change that builds a legacy. You'll benefit and learn from the same professors and degree as our Flex MBA students. Make a difference as a principled leader. Earn Georgetown's Flex MBA online. Explore the program at msb.georgetown.edu/MBA-Wondery.
So he's like, maybe it's time to like rip off that Band-Aid and like go on some first dates, man? I'm just like, I'm the victim here, man.
So then Katie talks to Scheana, and she's like, I don't know how to bring this up because it was like brought up to me in such an abrupt way. I mean, Scheana, the fathoms that are missing from my fathom bag. I can't even.
Some might look into that fathom bag and say, this is fathomless.
Doesn't it feel good to fathom less? So anyway.
Ariana's like, Scheana, you in danger, girl.
You in danger, girl. So apparently Lala had juice with Schwartz, which is a great sentence. And she was talking to him about Sandoval and how he's like so over talking about everything. And he was like, yeah, I've like done this. I like made out with Scheana in Las Vegas.
Schwartz said that.
Yeah, he said you were in Vegas.
Okay, like what happened was that like me and Ariana were there with my mom and my sister for her cheer competition in like fucking high school. So
are you trying to put me asleep before you answer the question? Because seriously,
I had just gone to the M&M store and I just got a bunch of M&Ms that said Scheana's, and like I was like, this is a great trip. It's like the best trip we've ever had in like forever. And then like we went to like Cheesecake Factory and I got like some like that brown bread, which is like so delicious. And then afterwards, there was like that little statue of the man sitting on the side. And I was like, let me take a photo with it because it looks like I'm taking a photo with the man, but he's actually a statue. So it was like really fun. And then like all of a sudden, like the sky turned like red and like it was like blue. And it's like it turns out we were doing like a show in the middle of the mall because we're in Caesars. It was just like so fun. So what we're talking about again, Kitty?
But why would he say like we made out if you guys didn't like make out?
Oh, well, we didn't. Like, nope. We absolutely did not. Like, cause like that was like not a make out. Like, no. Like, can I tell you what was like making out with? You know who I was making out with on that trip? You know who I was making out with? A yard of margarita. I was just slurping that thing up. Also, Ariana.
And Scheana's like, oh my God, I just wanted to pretend that never happened. I mean, my God, I never told my best friends. I never told Aunt D. I never told any enchiladas. I never told the crop top. I mean, also, I would never have told Katie, especially back then, because, I mean, she's scary. The bitch is scary. Yeah, this is when Katie, like, Oh my God. This is like a time where Katie was such a fucking monster to Scheana. I can't even. She's like, how could you not come to me about? Because you're terrifying. You're still terrifying. Why do you think she wouldn't come to you?
Yeah.
Also, the way that she tells the story is that they were partying in Vegas and then Tom pulls her aside and tries to kiss her, which isn't really the same as her making out with Schwartz, right?
Right. It's not. And the thing is also that Katie, when Katie is not in like good standing with Scheana or vice versa, I should say, Katie is so mean to Scheana. So then, of course, Sheena's not going to say that. Scheana doesn't want to like deal with the wrath of Katie. And then when they're good, Scheana doesn't want to go back to the wrath. So of course, Scheana's not going to bring it up, especially if it's not something that like there's no upside to saying it.
It was 12 years ago. You hated her guts when it happened. The only time you were friends with her was when you got dumped by Stassi and you were the only person left on the show. That was like the season where Katie was nice to everybody. Remember? It was so weird. And
don't forget, also, remember in the early years of Vanderpump Rules, Scheana was known as the mistress of the group, and she probably didn't want to add fuel to that fire.
Right. They were all calling her whore and mistress and all of this stuff. And so when Katie was alone on the show, Scheana befriended Katie. She didn't have to do that. She could have just let Katie rot and have nobody to shoot with and get kicked off the show, like any other reality star would have done. But she befriended Katie, and then the second Katie got Stassi back, she totally turned on Scheana and started bullying her immediately, like 5 minutes later. So she didn't owe you shit, okay?
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break.
She did. There was no upside. And once again, by the way, this is another example of a shitty guy on Bravo outing a stupid indiscretion, and then he gets to smile and be like, oops, and then the girl is the one who has to take the heat. Like, look at fucking Southern Charm last season. Austin makes Taylor keep the secret about their makeout, and then, or he doesn't make her, but he like guilts her into it. And then he's the one who outs it, and then she looks like the shadiest one. I mean, she was shady, but like it's always the guy who just is like, ha 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 ha, this happened, and then the girl is the one who gets all the wrath.
Yep, every single time. And Schwartz is obviously doing this just to ruffle Katie. He's doing it obviously just to piss Katie off and to break up Scheana and Katie from being a united front, and it's worked, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, Sheena's like, why would I bring this up to blow up our relationship? And Katie's like, but now, like, it's a joke. Like, it's funny now. She's like, I'm not making fun of it. And she goes, yeah, but like he said you guys were joking about it over the holidays. Over the holidays. Lala has a baby.
I may have made a comment like, oh, well, yeah, you're a makeout whore. Like, you tried it with me once. Yeah, but I'm looking at the course now, like at the course of our like friendship, and you've been like a bridesmaid at my wedding, even though I didn't really want you to be a bridesmaid, and like it never came up at all.
I fought actively for you not to be.
Didn't she like not want Scheana to be a bridesmaid?
Of course.
I don't know. She's like, I would assume that like with Tom, like, okay, he's fully made out of like with a million girls, and I was like a broken person, like I was like a shell, like my self-confidence, my self-worth was like next to nothing.
Yeah, you know why? Because Schwartz fucking sucks. That's why. And that's another thing. We've always been on the side of Katie being way above Schwartz. Schwartz has always been a piece of shit, fucking emotional abuser to Katie. So I want to make sure we keep those two things clear. Two people can be assholes here, but we've always thought here that Katie is way above that fucking guy, and I'm so glad she got away from that fucking loser. And this is just another example why. And it's not because he made out with Scheana for 12 years or 12 years ago. It's that he's using it now just to get under your skin because you're too fucking happy for one single week, you know? So right. Scheana's like, well, why would I have brought it up? Because, like, I knew that he had already done a number and he was shitting on your relationship. And I'm like, why would I hurt you more? And be like, yeah, he did that with me, too. And Katie's like, because. She goes, no, because I wanted you to work out, Katie, okay? Like, I wanted you to work out with Schwartz. It's, like, really important to me. It's like a person who only drinks every once in a while.
Yeah, but you can't act like you wanted to work out, but then withhold the fact that her, like, future husband is, like, making out with like her, right? Like, or trying to make out. Like, that's actually when you say you have to get out of this relationship. So she does not totally in the clear here either. So Katie's like, yeah, you have to, but you being someone that was also part of that whole narrative, some might say convenient narrative, and being part of our wedding, that's like almost Joe levels of awfulness. So Katie's like, yeah, I would have expected this.
Has anyone said 12 years ago yet That's the thing. Like, does Katie even know it was 12 years ago? I guess Scheana did kind of, because she's like, my sister was at a cheer competition in Vegas. So I don't know, it was so long ago. And you can't act like you married Schwartz not knowing that he was a piece of shit. You knew he was a cheating piece of shit. And I'm not saying that justifies him being a cheating piece of shit. But it's not like, had Scheana told you that he tried to make out with her when they were wasted and partying in Vegas one time, that you wouldn't have married Tom. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that was one little bead on a long, shitty string of beads. I don't know why I'm making
anal beads, but I think Brock is the only one who's like, "Oh, this is like 10 years ago. Everyone, come on now." Yeah. So, because he does that later. So anyway, let's move on to the next day. So now Lala and James meet with Schwartz. This is a long ass episode, by the way. I'm just like realizing there was still so much left in this episode.
Is it? It feels almost over. It feels
we have the lunch, and then we also are gonna have a breathing exercise, and then we have this is a big one. Okay, so
okay. Do we need to take a break?
We can do this. I'm like, I have to be really badly.
This is going to be our Les Mis, okay? We can do this
so badly.
It'll be like the old days, a nice 3-hour sesh.
Oh my goodness. So now it's the next day. This podcast, by the way, we've been recording for 24 hours.
To the listeners, it's now Sunday.
Oh, a new episode of Vanderpump Rules is about to start.
A new season is starting. Oh my God, they recast half of Vanderpump by the time this week happens. So the next day, Lala and James meet with Schwartz to talk about last night. And so then they talk about, 6 hours earlier, Schwartz having lunch with Joe, and how Joe was basically hurt by all the girls and had an anxiety attack. And Joe's just saying at their lunch, she's like, I was just scared. You know what I mean? All I heard was, he's like, oh no, it was the FM inside the car wash, wasn't it? Yes. Yes. Hold on. You still got water droplets on you. Let me wipe those away. She's like, oh my God. In love again.
I'm still laughing at the concept of FM in the car wash. Is she hearing Delilah or something?
No, don't you remember when you go through the car wash and you were playing the radio? How the radio would just be like.
Oh yeah.
My dad would always bang on the bang on it, being like, "Why isn't it working? Because you're in the car wash." But he just kept hitting it, thinking, "Surely, if I just hit it enough, it'll come back to life." Oh, dads!
You're like, Dad, stop banging the radio and pay attention to this wonderful show. As everything swivels. I love the car wash. Although there was a period of time in my life as a kid when I was terrified of it. It was so scary. But then all of a sudden you realize it's actually the most fabulous thing you could do. It's just like a bunch of dancers, like showgirls. Yeah,
because kids are pussies.
Yeah. So are plants. I'll tell you one thing. My plant never complained in the car wash.
Exactly the same as my ficus was scared in car wash once.
So
it's the only plant I know. If you noticed, a ficus.
I know you're really leaning into ficus. What about a spider plant, Ronnie? So Schwartz is like, yeah, Joe is fine. She's fine. And Lala's like, and when you see her, do you like kiss her? Squirt. And Schwartz is like, no. Like, kind of like when we hang out, but it's not like that, except, we just haven't had sex, So.
Which is a lie?
What? We haven't had sex. I thought he made a joke. I don't know. I don't get it.
Maybe I wrote that
down. Doesn't matter.
Wrong. So Lala's like, you know what? Like, that's very different, actually. And he goes, yeah, right? Oh, no. He's talking to Lala. He's saying, no, it's like when we hang out, Lala, except me and you haven't had sex. Sorry.
I read it wrong. That was my bad. I apologize to the Greater Bravo community. So they're talking about that. And Lala's like, is Sandoval coming? Because, if he is coming, so I just want to look good in case the paparazzi takes photos. And Schwartz is like, yeah, he said he was going to pop in, but who knows? He's on Sandoval time. Oh. So
I love that Tom's having this whole season of like, look at what a different person I am, and still fucking constantly shows up late to every single thing. That is so rude and a fuck you to everybody around you. I can't. So Lala's like, oh my God, look at you, Sandoval. The energy seems good. You happy? You have a good day? What about that? And he's like, yeah, good day. I like your nails. Can I borrow them? She's like, thank you. I'm just so used to coming with your head hanging low and being all sad. Look at you now.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I know. It's like I got neutered. And then James is like, it's like someone woke up on the sunny side of the bed this morning. I woke up on the sunny side of the bed this morning, and then a can of watermelon sparkling water fell on my head right from that stupid Southwest Airlines. Stop throwing your trash at my head.
So then we get Sandoval's newest load of shit.
Well, I've been running around because we had some AC issues, so I had to go to the main bedroom and close some vents. And then the door got left open. Somehow, it just got left open by someone. I mean, I wasn't there. It wasn't
the door
necessary.
got
We
left
can't prove
open.
it was me that left the door open. But then Maya went in there and ate some stuff, some weird stuff. So we've had some problems with that. So that was rough.
And Schwartz is like, yeah, she does that. Did he ever tell you about the time that she ate 500 laxative pills? Or was it 50? I'm a little boy. Sandoval's like, it was 500. And she eats pillows and hair coloring. And she shits on top of the couch. I'm like, well, maybe Maya's eating the laxatives because she's like, damn, this pillow, I am not digesting it very well. She's trying to solve her own problems.
It's called self-care because you're not fucking helping.
Yeah.
So then he's like,
Maya, she often gets into things like laxatives, and Ariana's upset with me, but it's clearly an accident. Clearly.
God, shut the fuck up. You can't even take accountability of the fact that you let Maya have access to food that she can't eat. She's mad at me, but it's an accident, man. You're supposed to say, I'm so sorry. This was totally my fault. It's my bad. I was very irresponsible. It won't happen again. Not it was obviously an accident. So why are you mad at me?
Well, Ariana's story, which we get in a little while, is that he locked the dog in the room. She was gone, and he put the dog in there. He didn't just leave the door open. He put the dog in there and closed the door because he was.
And when you've done that, I think you'd know when there's a dog stuck in a room, right? I would imagine.
Yeah. But also, why was your takeout from last night still on the counter in your bedroom?
That's a whole other.
You guys, seriously, you do need Anne to clean up your shit because that's crazy too.
Yeah, there should not have been a takeout container.
Don't you feel
Thai
like a
food.
fucking parent sometimes doing this show? We joke about how we're not parents, but then listen to us. We're like, but then your takeout was left out, Missy.
I'm like, it's we do have children. They're on television.
They're on TV.
Yeah.
That's why we never had to have children because we're always bossing these people around who can't even hear us, So, I guess they could. I wouldn't recommend it.
Sandoval's I'm trying to move forward and take action, make it super easy for her to move out, And Lala's like, yeah, and I know how it feels to have someone hold you hostage for your past or their version of it. He's like, yeah, and it's just been humbling.
What does this have to do with you? What in the world?
Well, what's funny is that that comment is, I believe, 75% targeted at Sandoval. Because Sandoval was the one who held her hostage for her past, and he just does not even realize it.
Oh, okay. God, I'm misunderstanding everything Lala says in this scene. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, no, it was good.
I mean,
Good
I don't
for
know
you.
if she meant it that way, but it could apply to him, and he doesn't even have the moment to say oh, yeah, that's what I was doing to you.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get it either.
So he's like, it's been humbling. I've been doing guided meditation and trying to just explore other ways to handle anxiety and anger.
Maybe you should try meditation that's take better care of pets. How about that? And maybe it's some meditation that's you don't deserve this house. You don't deserve this house. You aren't automatically born with a right to a house that also you took fucking loans out on when someone else was part owner of this.
Dude, it was an accident. Why are you mad at me? It was clearly an accident. I'm doing guided meditation.
He's like, you want to come over for breath work?
And she's like, no, I don't want to hold you to your past in any way, shape, or form. I just don't know what I can participate in right now, Toms. And I don't want to make a mockery of the work that you're doing. So maybe I'll sleep on it and come after you do breath work. I just want to be in a place where you're not purposely breathing because that would be harmful to my friend Ariana. But maybe if it's a place where you just happen to be breathing, that's better.
Here's what I want to do. I want to walk in while you're doing something really embarrassing and I can laugh about it. Okay. So now it's time, the next day, it's time for Sandoval's guided meditation, which there was a part of me that thought when he said he does guided meditation, it meant a guy did meditation. That's all he meant by it. So this guy, Sandoval's lying there on a mat and he's got headphones on. I guess there's probably some music or some sensory deprivation, whatever, going on through his ears. And this guy, Dr. Vu, is speaking to him through a microphone. And he's like, okay, 3, 2, 1, in and out. And Sandoval's like, Right now, you're revving your engine.
We're revving your engine. I want you to see yourself as a race car that sings on key. This is a C. Give me a C. That is not a C. Do a C. You can do it, Tom. You can do it. Now, these next few minutes is going to set the tone for this entire session. In. Out. In.
Dude. Out. Wasn't my fault. It's clearly an accident, man. Oh.
We need to conquer the tough challenges.
It's my house.
Let go of all the resentment you feel.
You in danger, girl.
There you go. Let it flow.
Dumpling latte.
Let it go.
Clea Duvall, fashion icon.
Let's reflect on your inner world. Remember, the universe always prioritizes our growth over our comfort.
White nail polish, dude.
Buzz buttons.
Now, one big exhale. We're going to let it feel through your whole body.
Oh, Schwartz's mom. It's like an emotional orgasm, bro.
This was the most Sandoval thing that Sandoval's ever Sandoval.
Scream.
I'm like trying to control myself. I'm like in an apartment now. I'm trying to not get thrown out of this place. But whoa, like Sandoval doing even his little breath work was.
I was like, are there any of those laxatives left? Did Maya take all of them? Because you sound like you need one. He's just like, ooh. He sounds like he's grabbing onto the just lid, the seat of the pot, just like grabbing onto it. Ooh.
It did not sound like breath work. It definitely sounded like constipation work. It was. I was like, I think I was making these noises last week, but the difference was I was preparing for a colonoscopy.
You'd actually taken medication. I was like, oh my gosh. So Dr. Vu is like, I think you have a friend here now that we're done. And he's like,
Oh, what's up, Lala? She's like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
just, I hate to say it, just squirt it. This is so awkward. What the fuck are you doing?
Lala walks in the middle of this and was like, what the hell? And I love how Sandoval goes from this like scream cry to then be like,
Oh, hey, Lala, what's going on? That's really cool, man. You want to do it?
Yeah.
she's like, no, so I'm not going to do this. It seemed really great. And I know that like you wanted us to all do this together, but I have a little bit of dignity left and I'm not going to do this on national TV. So thanks, but no thanks.
I'm going to keep the remainder of my dignities. Thank you. I'm basically an orca, so. So she's like, it seemed really great, and I know you wanted us to do it together, but like, I'm amazed with you. And we should, we all reserve the right to evolve. And
Except for
what anyone
Joe's.
else says. Except
for Joe. Except for Joe. She can't evolve.
And Katie later, who I also turn on in about 5 minutes. So, and Ariana as well. But, fuck what anyone else says, And let's just say he is bullshitting us all. Like, I don't have to sleep with him. He sleeps with himself, and I sleep pretty nice at nights.
Yeah. You know what happened last year, Tums, was like the cherry on top of the squirt. And I feel like for a very long time, I have really, really tried this. Okay. And I've texted you to tell you I was proud of you at the bars, and I would never get responses. And when my life went south, not once did you ask me how I was doing, because as you may remember, I was in a marriage with Rance, and then he cheated on me, and then it would have become a huge nationwide scandal. But then like your scandal took over. So I think maybe now would be a good time for me to start my scandal back up again. So what I'm trying to say is this is Lalabal right now. And so Scandalala, I don't know, whatever you want to say it. So like, are you paying it? Did you fall asleep on me, Tom?
He's like, well, I apologize, but I didn't feel it was appropriate for me to contact with you. There was a disconnect.
In other words, we hated each other. Why are you fucking acting like I would call you during your... We hated each other's fucking guts, okay? And you sent me one text one time that said, congrats on your restaurant. Like, what is that supposed to do? But I like that she's like, listen... It wasn't Scandival. I hated your ass before Scandival. So let's stop pretending like I just need to forgive you for Scandival. You're an asshole. I hate your guts. I've always hated your guts. So tell me why we're supposed to be friends again.
Yeah. And, it's just like, what happened in my life, like really, really fucked me up. And if you want to join me on this storyline, I really would I would like you to join me because I'm not getting any traction with it. I'm just like really trying to remind America that I also have a scandal, and
it'd be nice if I could get maybe at least an episode.
I don't need to be on Dancing with the Stars, but could I just maybe be on Dance Moms or something? Can I just like get anything? Anything. Come on.
I mean, shit, I'd do Masked Singer. I don't care.
Oh, did that one. Sorry.
Damn it.
I'll just wear masks. I don't know. Whatever America needs from me.
This is Scheana, just in the parking lot. I just wanted to say I'm really upset that you did Masked Singer and didn't even tell me.
Do you mean to do like that Storage Wars? I'll open up some storage places.
Wars. Did it.
Oh, I'm going through a lot. Yeah, well, thank you. I just want positivity right now, and I just want to be positive to other people, and I don't want to walk in a room and people be like, oh, I don't want that. But the way things have been worked out in my life, I do feel like this was actually supposed to happen, and maybe what you went through obviously was maybe supposed to happen. What did you go through again, by the way? I don't really remember.
Did the Range Rover break down? What are we talking about?
You got
here?
new hoop earrings or something?
She's like, oh my God, I've been held prisoner by my experience for way too long. You and what you did, that's not my fights. But you know what? This is what I want. I feel good about this. And I did feel good about coming here and having this conversations with you and letting you know. And he's like,
oh my God, I appreciate your vulnerability.
She's like, yeah, I'm vulnerable. Traumatized. He's like,
Trauma, vulnerable.
She's like, yeah, lifeblood. He's like,
meditation guided.
They're like, yes, we're friends now. What the fuck are these two up to?
I don't know. So now we have a sandwich tasting.
Are you trying to gaslight me into thinking you have a sandwich shop? What is happening on this show? I know you don't. You have it in the opening. I saw a girl on TikTok go there. You do not have it. No, I'm rooting for you to have it. I'll go there when you have it. Don't make me watch a scene. I'm with Lala on this one. What the fuck are we doing here?
I have to pee so badly, and there's a sandwich scene. So Ariana and Katie are explaining.
Why don't you go pee?
I think I have to pee. I think I have to pee in the middle of this recap.
Go do it.
It's
Everybody,
too much.
we will come back with the next part of this video in just a minute. Just come back. We'll be back.
Okay.
It's a 19-hour recap. What are you going to do? I'll pee
so
too
sorry,
in
America.
solidarity.
I'm sorry, America, and to the world.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Welding instructor Alex DeClaire knows VR training platforms like Forge FX help students master their skills.
There's a big learning curve with welding. Virtual reality simulates that exact muscle memory that they need.
Learn more at meta.com/metaverseimpact.
Okay, here we are. We're back.
We're back. Thank you. Thank you for letting me use the bathroom because this recap was going so long and we still had so much show left. I was like, I have to pee. I have to
do
pee.
what you got to do, baby.
I think this is the first ever time we have stopped the podcast so one of us could pee. So very exciting. Very exciting indeed.
Yeah, great times.
It's a lot to do, a lot to cover on this episode. Okay.
Yeah. So here we are. We are doing this sandwich shop thing again. It's not really understanding why. And I'm with Lala. Lala's like, why are we doing this again? Didn't we do this last summer? The Supersada had it last summer. Can we please just fast forward through this just a little bit?
Yeah.
Have a babies.
But now the Here's Looking at You inside there's stuff on the walls. It's like trellises almost. And not a trellis. It's like a...
Yeah.
Is it a trellis? Are those trellises?
I think so. The gazebos are The gazebos
No,
are
it's
the stuff that plants grow up.
Yeah, I thought trellises like goes overhead. The one on the side is called. Oh, it's gonna kill me.
I don't know. It's very girly, like because it's something about her. It's like a sandwich shop for girls in LA where girls don't eat sandwiches. I'm just saying it's not the best business plan. It's an awkward business plan because girls ain't eating that. I'll tell you that right now.
I love a sandwich shop, but what's weird is that this is like a sandwich shop and it's like girly, and the sandwiches come out on like a afternoon tea kind of tiered thing and everything. And I don't know. Listen. If the sandwiches are good, I will be ordering from it because I feel like there are not enough sandwich shops in Los Angeles, and I want more and more and more of them.
The sandwich shops in Los Angeles, I mean, other than the chains, this is a chain, but like Fat Sal's, I mean, they're so ridiculous because people don't eat sandwiches. Like it's a culture without bread, okay? And it's not just girls, it's LA. It's a culture without bread. So when they do have sandwiches, they're like, come here and be the biggest fucking slob you can. And they put as many fucking calories as they can. So when you go there, you feel like Jabba the Hutt eating your fucking, you can't have a sandwich. It's like chicken, but with fettuccine sauce and French fries with cheese. Deep fried in a burrito shell. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Okay, let me tell you something about Fat Sal's, okay? I went there recently, and they used to have a sandwich at Fat Sal's called the Heavenly Ham and Swiss, and it was ham, Swiss, coleslaw, Russian dressing, a very classic sandwich. And recently, they've taken it off their menu, but it still kind of like lives in their system, so you could sort of order it off menu. So I went in there, and I was like, hey, could I get the Heavenly Ham and Swiss? I know it's not on the menu, but it's still in your system. And the guy's like, oh, actually, we can't, but I can give you something that's close. We have something called the Fat Tiger. It has ham, chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, Swiss cheese, French fries, and honey mustard sauce stuffed between two slices of bread. And I go, that's nothing like what. That's like literally
like it.
It's like there's ham and Swiss on it, but like it has fries and chicken fingers and mozzarella sticks. It is literally not that sandwich.
That's how that place is. And if anybody's like, what? Hey, why is this is so long? It has nothing to do with the show. That's where they used to go on this show, Fat Sal's. Remember? They used to go hang out at Fat Sal's sometimes. So weird. But yeah, that place, the sandwiches are. So this one is like girly sandwiches, and Katie's like, yeah, it looks like a rom-com because they had like a set designer for Nancy Meyer films or something make it. Like, it looks really cute, I think.
Right.
They are doing a lot with this small space. So they have these tiny little tables, and Chef Penny's there, of course, about to fuck everyone's life up. I can tell you that much because you don't want to fuck with Chef Penny. So she's putting vases on tables, and they're way too big. Like, nothing else will fit on the table. It's a tall order, that restaurant.
It's literally a tall order. The sandwiches come like on a 3-dimensional display. So
do you even have tables that big?
I know. Listen, Chef Penny is going to make a sexy sandwich because she's the sexy chef from Food Network. So they're eating it. They're trying to prasad and everything. And so Schwartz is like, yeah, hey, it'd be fun if you had like a super savory, thing, like a kill the hangover type thing. And James goes, you know what he wants? He wants a manwich. We all know Tom loves a sloppy Joe, right? And everyone's like, ooh.
He's like, I had very high hope for the girls at the beginning of this endeavor, but look, it's taken so long. Here we are again, still not open. It's almost like they're exactly like Tweedledee and Tweedledee-Dick. Schwartz and Sandys, am I right? God damn it, can the man have a caprese in peace?
This quiz nose has turned into a final exam nose. Come on, ladies, get it together. So now Lisa Vanderpump won't even do this. She's like, oh, darling, another sandwich tasting at the poor people restaurant. I just can't do it. Bring the sandwiches to me.
Let me know when they're desperate enough to take a loan for $10,000 in return for 90% ownership of something about her.
So now they all go with the tray of sandwiches. up to Sir, because that's where Lisa is going to be, because Lisa cannot be bothered to walk 3 steps down the block into this place. So they go up there, and Lala's like, by the way, Ariana, I was at your house today. Yeah, I was squirting all over your floors. Sorry, nervous. I just I would have told you sooner, but then we weren't any cameras around. So anyway, I wasn't planning on going because last night we went to mocktails and Schwartz invited us, and then Sandoval was like, you know, I want to join us and everything, and he said Sandoval might join us. Then she basically tells the whole story about how Sandoval came late to dinner.
And Ariana's like, cool story, bro. Okay. And so she's like, okay, so great. Tom's a great person now. Well, the reason I wasn't at my house is because I was in the emergency room. So then she tells the story, her side of this dog story, which is that Tom went into her room. She had a takeout container on the nightstand after Hotel Ziggy, and he let Maya in there, but then shut her in there for hours, and so she ate everything, including the wooden skewers from the chicken satay.
Oh, okay. So it's more like she had a takeout. Okay, it wasn't like there was a thing of pad thai just sitting there. It was that there was it wasn't like a full thing of pad thai. It was that the wooden skewers were still out. So maybe it was just still gross, but not as gross as just festering pad thai.
I mean, who knows? It sounds like you had a takeout container in the room or whatever with, I don't know how great. You mean as far as yelling at her her parents to clean her goddamn room?
Yeah. I'm saying it's because it is possible that there it could have been in the garbage, and that's if you have a takeout container with
I do not leave chicken satay in my bedroom all day. No, I don't. That's disgusting, and you will get bugs. I'm still gonna mommy you about that. You need to put that shit downstairs. It's disgusting. Yeah. Now, it's still her fucking room and her prerogative to have chicken satay in there if she goddamn wants to. You know, fucking Tom putting the dog in there. And Lala's like, that could literally kill a dog. Which, dogs really have good luck with skewers on this show, because Mia made it past this one. And remember when Raquel stabbed her dog on accident with some kind of a meat skewer last year? Like a kebab skewer or something? I mean, dogs are really not afraid of skewers on this show. I'll tell you that.
The artist formerly known as Graham Cracker.
Yes. That's when he changed his name. He was like, they're looking for me. They're coming. The skewer gang is coming after me again.
So Ariana's basically I come home. I got home for all 30 seconds, and then I have to rush her to the vet. And they did x-rays, and the bill is $6,000.
Which is fucking crazy. That is crazy. That's like us talking about going to the doctor. I was horrified. So she's like, that man can't even be trusted to have decent judgment when it comes to a fucking dog. And Lala's like, well, Ariana, I would highly recommend having a conversation with him. And she's like, oh my God, there's no conversation I could have with him that isn't me literally slitting his throat right now. And Katie's, James is like, I know, I feel the same way about my philodendron. Damn it. Still can't think of good plants.
By the way, speaking of plants, did anyone else get electrocuted by their flower this morning? Just me? I feel like Ariana's dogs go into medical distress whenever betrayal is afoot. I think this is what we're learning.
Yeah, no kidding, right? That's true. That's a good point. So she's like, he doesn't give a fuck about what I consider to be my children.
How dare she? That's a dog. That is not a child.
Exactly.
Lisa
and Ken. I was trying to think of a plant. I'm really an idiot. I was literally here trying to make a plant joke and couldn't think of one.
My Monstera plant. So, speaking of Monsteras, here come Lisa and Ken. And she's like, oh, look, the girls are going to come by because I just want to taste their sandwiches. And hopefully they've come up with something a little bit more inventive than a caprese. Am I right? I mean, it's just mozzarella and basil and tomato and been used 1 billion times over by every restaurant establishment since the dawn of time. Am I right? Oh, look, here they come with a stack of capreses.
If I wanted to spend an hour with a little white round blob that didn't do anything all day, I'd just sit with Ken. Get it?
Get it, Ken. Oh, you're the caprese now.
You are the caprese of my life. Do you remember when I recorded a single with Lionel Richie? Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Oh, we're never
Caprese,
gonna
eh, girl?
survive unless we get a little caprese.
So they're brought a whole tray of sandwiches and like,
Oh, God. Still not open, eh, girls? Have a seat. Are you desperate for little old Ursula yet, darlings?
I mean, I can't believe the sandwich shop hasn't even opened yet. I mean, they signed a lease over a year ago on money they spent on the place and cost a fortune. And the sandwiches, I mean, they've got to sell a shitload of sandwiches. They need to start right now. I can't believe they've gotten caught up in all this permitting. It's almost as if someone with connections has made sure that the permitting offices don't let it open until
that's
they're
exactly
desperate
right,
enough.
because isn't she the one who found them that lease? Remember?
She's like, oh, I found the perfect little spot right down the street from me. All it will take is a week with your voice. He had it coming. He had it coming.
Lisa's just going to take over Ariana's Chicago voice.
Yeah, she's doing Chicago rehearsals. Okay, so here's my question about the thing, and this is not even a judgment. I know it's a surprise. It's a legit question. They can't open the restaurant because of permitting for the outside patio, right? Because isn't that what they had to tear down? But why can't they open the inside of it? That's what's confusing.
I really don't know. I know that like WeHo is a real bitch when it comes to permitting, but like we've also seen
or
like,
anything. Yeah.
But like especially parking. But we've also seen places open up in WeHo before, so we know it can happen. I really don't know why it's taking this long.
Yeah, it's crazy. So they talk about it a little bit, and Kate's like, oh my God, I found out something really juicy. Like in 2014, Schwartz kissed Scheana in Vegas.
Ken's like, Schwartz did? Oh, I can't believe that Schwartz kissed Scheana in Las Vegas when they were pretending not to be into each other, but they totally had sex, and that's just so disrespectful to Katie, am I right?
Outside, Pearl Mozzarella. Nobody needs to hear it from you right now, tiny blob. All right, anyway, girls, you need to get this restaurant open, eh?
She's like, but did you hear me? Schwartz made out with Scheana.
Oh, really? Schwartz is kissing Scheana. Oh, no. Who said that? Honestly, were cameras there in 2014? They didn't get it. Somebody's fired. Let's go back to 2014 and fire that lazy fuck. Is it relevant today, Katie? About as relevant as your caprese, I'd say. Change of subject.
Besides, who even said that? And Katie's like, they both have admitted it. And we see that 2 hours ago. Katie had confronted Schwartz about this, and she's like, so Lala told me some news that you dropped on her. What? Yeah, like you and Scheana back in the day?
This is so sad. I just say, this is the saddest storyline I've ever seen. You literally just said, you know what I found out about 2014? Stop it. Just stop it. I can't with this. And Vanderpump can't either. She's like, oh God.
I heard you guys were like making out while Mitt Romney was making his keynote speech at the RNC.
I mean, come on. Give me a fucking break. So now Schwartz comes over and he's like, oh, hi, it's just me, just a little boy. It's so crazy that they even let me serve alcohol in here, but I've got some espresso martinis. Don't want to confuse anybody by saying that correctly on Bravo. I'll leave now. I don't want to hurt anybody. Hi, Ariana. Hi, Katie. And Katie goes, uh-oh, here it comes.
And he spills, by the way, the martini is all over the table. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you say that part?
No. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm putting on lip gloss and like, I don't know. I'm in 2014 still. Like,
So he spills all over, and Vanderpump's like, well, no wonder why you were never a waiter. It's like, hey guys, how's it going, Ken? Oh, that's nice that you put some basil on your head. Yes, he's my little caprese. Oh, that makes sense. Ah.
and Katie's like, yeah. And Lisa says, I can't believe you made out with Scheana. He's like, oh gosh, that's a long story. Oh. And Katie says, yeah. And I was just so trusting. You've had it so good for so many years. Yeah, that's what everybody says about Schwartz. Man, he really had it good for a long time. That guy. You're both miserable. You've always been miserable. Stop acting.
So Schwartz, well, to be fair, Schwartz is truly the poster boy for privilege, right? So Schwartz is like, oh, and Katie goes, but you blew it. You blew it. Ariana's like, you fumbled so hard, dude. So hard. Yeah, you fumbled so hard, and now you got sloppy Joe.
Wow, it took you 2 whole minutes to seal that one. Remember at the beginning of the season when I was like, oh my God, I know I'm gonna like Katie this season because she called Tom Schwartz. She said he looked like a couch, and then someone wrote us and was like, actually, he said he looked like a couch. She just stole that line later for the thing. So that's what she does. You know, she's like, that was funny. I'm gonna steal it. So they're like, you suck, Tom. And he's like, I'm gonna leave. And like, yeah, you can't take it, Tom. You can't take it. What is it? At this point, I'm starting to be Tom. I'm like, come on, how many times does he have to? Jesus Christ, it was 2014. He's done work. But then again, he did this to himself by bringing it up. Never mind.
Yeah. No, I have no sympathy for him whatsoever. Oh, why is Katie bringing this up again? Because you just broke this news. That's a big deal that like you and Scheana made out. Okay,
it's literally not. But he did it on purpose to ruffle Katie, and now he's got Katie ruffled, and now he gets to be a big victim. You know, now Katie is all excited that she gets to be a big victim, but then now she's yelling at Tom Schwartz, and so now Tom Schwartz gets to be a big victim, and these two are just happy as ever in their relationship. So I don't know why we even bother with it.
I'm out. I'm out. So Lisa's like, do you feel angry at him? Rhetorical question. Of course you feel angry at him. Are you sad? Do you want to cry? Would you say that you are on the way to being a broken bird? I can fix you, darling. I can fix you.
Mm. And Katie's like, he just orbits in my universe and he just like fails. That's it.
So Ariana's like, yeah, it's like he's like Arrested Development. Katie's like, yeah, thank you. Yeah, Arrested Development. So Tom goes to the bar, and he's there with Brock and Scheana, and Schwartz is like, that was a bad idea. I just got grilled. Unlike their sandwiches. Don't exist.
And Brock's like, bro, you're sweating. Do you want to drink this and then recompose? Jesus, man. And he's like, they're roasting me. I mean, I guess I am roastable or steamable if you keep me in the bag. Well, let's drink then. What are they roasting you about? Scheana again. Well, let me talk about that. Listen, they went back to that. He goes, yeah, but me and Katie had a tumultuous relationship and she would just get me so upset. And I had so much pent up resentment with her that, I handled it the most cowardly way. You know what I would do? I'd go out and intentionally get shit-faced and make out with strangers. Oh, I'm such a coward. Do you want to make out?
Yeah, but it was Katie's fault. It was Katie's fault. But I was such a coward about the way I handled all the things that Katie would do to me. You just talk about fucking coward. So Brock's like, okay, so you felt so repressed that was your out. Like, that was your fuck you there, right? Dr. Brock is here. And Schwartz is like, yeah, and I'm ashamed of it. And I just want to sit down with her and be like, I'm fucking sorry. I'm so sorry. But you're a mean witch. You're so mean. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Katie.
Yeah, he's so ridiculous. My God. I just want to be like, I'm so fucking sorry that you made me do everything that I did.
Well, Katie's overreacting from a kiss that happened 10 years ago. And Katie needs to get off a high horse because I know for a fact that there's some real double standards happening here.
Can I tell you the truth? We were partying the other night and Katie left with somebody in your friend group. And he's like, what? What?
He's like, I still have friends and they're in a group? Oh, that's great news.
So who made out with Joe? Katie fucked Joe? And he's like, no. I'm saying it's your boy, Max.
I like that Brock for a half a second pretends to actually be discreet about this. Like, I'm not going to say names. It was your bro. It was your boy. It was Brax. It was Max.
So Schwartz is best friends with Max? I didn't even know.
Yeah, well, they were always best friends, but of course Max got fired from the show for having racist tweets back in the day. So I guess they're still friends and hanging out. So Brock is like, that's your mate. That's your mate, bro.
I'm surprised
that's
Katie would bang somebody or hook up with somebody that has that in their past.
It is sort of not great. Not great. I thought Max is not. Also, by the way, Max is also just like deeply uncharismatic and gross and unattractive.
Max is gross. Beyond everything else, Max is gross, and he's fucked everybody. Like literally,
and he has racist tweets. It's like it's just like it just gets worse and worse.
And I would say, do people ever get forgiven? Like, when is the time limit for that? But we're talking about a makeout from 12 years ago, so I don't think this is the appropriate time to say that.
So I personally, though, all that being said, I loved this only to see Schwartz have to reel in it for 1 second. He's like, really? Katie and Max? Katie and Max.
Gross, Katie and Max? And he's like, Max is the former manager at TomTom. Those of you who are like the rest of us and pretend that one season didn't happen. He's also a really good buddy of mine. You know, this has the telltale signs of a revenge bang.
Which, I don't know. I'm not mad at a revenge bang. Personally,
me neither. I think this is a great move by Katie. I fucking love it. She played his own game right back at him.
And you can see him becoming rageful, but he's trying to also keep his like sweet little boy thing. And he's like, he does not know how to reconcile the two.
No, look, did I wish Katie had better taste? Of course, but I've always wished Katie had better taste. I mean, I said that on their wedding episode. So,
yeah.
But I love this for her. So, Brock is like, yeah, I mean, I didn't watch. I wasn't in the room, but we sent a message, where you at? And his location was at a house. And he's like, what? He goes, yeah. And then he sent me an emoji of a face, eyes, and then a mouth like a straight line.
And then Brock does it. Brock does a surprisingly effective straight mouth emoji impersonation.
It's like when Scheana says, what do you want for dinner? And I say, a gordita instead of enchilada.
It's like when Scheana says, should we get a babysitter? And I'm so shocked I just go.
And he goes, oh my God, that's a bad emoji. So Brock's like, yeah. And then he said it was bound to happen. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, sorry, I made that sound effect, but it's a big deal.
If there were a dun, dun, dun emoji, he probably would have sent that. So Brock's like, after Hotel Ziggy, we decided to go to an after party, and she never invited Max. He just rocked up. And then Kay was there, and throughout the night, we could see them getting closer and closer. And as we sought to leave, they kind of leave together. In some ways, he was almost Waltz and Matilda, if you know what I'm saying.
So he tells us this story, and he's like, basically, Katie left with Max, okay? And then Scheana is following their location, so they could see that the next morning, Scheana knew exactly where Katie was, which was his building, or he was at her building, whatever.
Scheana tries to make it seem so normal. She's like, well, later that night, I checked his location, and I'm like, I don't think you live in the same building as Katie. It's like, okay, fine, because you were asking where's Max, you look at the location, and then she goes, and then the next morning, just out of curiosity, I checked again, and he was still there.
She goes, it's not like it's some creepy thing. I mean, I just happened to be checking his location multiple times.
She has 58 people's locations in her phone, by the way. It's like not creepy. I just wanted to make sure he was safe. Make sure that like he got home okay. That's it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a mess. Hold on, I got lost in my notes.
So she tells the story. It's like it's totally normal. And Sandoval arrives at Sir. And so he's wearing kind of like a Western getup. And he's walking with tea. And everyone's like watching them come in and everything. And she's like, are they coming in now? And so Tom has just gone on a date with T, and thankfully this was just relegated to a quick flashback because I actually remember this was in the trailer, and we're like, oh, we had a whole discussion. Are they at Highland Park Bowl? Whatever. Thankfully, the whole bowling date, like 5 seconds of airtime. I'm so glad. But they just
I feel for T because she's putting in so much work. Like she's showing up to so many things and dating this fucking loser old man, and they don't even show her scenes. Like they all get cut.
I know.
I kind of feel for her. Like she's making an effort, you know?
Yeah. So then Brock's like, you missed it. Sandoval's like, oh, dude, what happened? Was it more breathing exercises? Hold on.
He's like, did you go through any emotional trauma? I'm back. God, that felt good.
Oh, were you guys locking dogs in rooms? No. So Schwartz is like, oh, Max and Katie went home and made out. No, they touched peepees.
And Sandoval's like,
there's a total double standard when it comes to Katie. There always has been. It's so fucking obvious how ridiculous that is.
Oh, please. Katie is not allowed to go bang Max. Now, listen, could she have chosen better? Of course. But she's not with Tom. She's been away from Tom forever. And who cares if that's his best friend? He earned it. He's shown no respect. Why the fuck should she? Good for her.
Yeah, the contract is null and void, and it was Schwartz who voided it. So, and Sandoval doesn't get to weigh in about what's proper or improper when it comes to having relations with people.
The Sandoval, I wouldn't let Sandoval weigh in at a Weight Watchers meeting at this point, okay? You have lost all your rights to weigh in anywhere, sir.
Yeah.
God, I'm really obsessed with Weight Watchers today. It's come up like 10 times. I can't let it go.
With us? Is Janelle with us?
I'm hungry. So then
I'm so hungry.
Lisa,
I'm so hungry.
starving. So the girls go to the bar, and this leaves Vanderpump time to talk to the boys. So then Ariana goes to the bar, and she sees T there.
This is so great.
And she goes,
this is so great.
Hi, so how old are you? And she's like, 25. And she's, that makes sense.
That makes She goes, I'm sure you've been given a very different version of events from reality, but don't waste your time with a 41-year-old narcissist. That's all I have to say. It's just like the most like glorious, obvious cock blocking.
Yes, I loved this. And so Scheana's like, what did you say to Schwartz? So then, by the way, also T's reaction to all of this, she's a pro too, because she was just like, oh my God, hi. She was just smiling. She's like, no, I will not let any of this affect me. Remember, this is just for the TikTok followers.
Smile to the cameras, smile to the cameras. So Brock's like, well, I told Schwartz because, it wasn't your, I didn't want you to be the one to say something about this. And she was like, I wasn't going to. Well, then why are you so upset about it? Well, why would you do that? And that's not our place, because our place is actually, I can actually show you. This is the address of our place. It's on our location. That's our place.
Well, oh my God, Tori's at our place. That's so funny.
Oh my God, Summer Moon is at Sizzler. Why is she there?
And he's like, but you were going to say something if I didn't. She's like, no, I wasn't. So she's like, oh my God, Katie and I are finally in a good place. Why are you doing this? And he's like,
Scheana, pull your head in. Pull your head in, or I'll go home. I'll go home, Scheana.
And so he's all pissed off at her. Meanwhile, we cut back to Ariana and T. And Ariana's like, well, while I was at my grandmother's funeral, they were fucking in my house. And she goes, oh my God, you were like so strong. She's like, yeah. Well, she's like, well, listen here. You're a prize, okay? He's not a prize. Hey, would you agree, Scheana? He's not the prize. And she goes,
yeah, he's not the prize. He is 17 feet away from us, though.
There actually is a prize that's about 3 miles away. So they go back to the table, and Lala tells Scheana. Lala can tell that Scheana is upset, so she asks her what's wrong, and Scheana's like, "I'm just ask Brock. I'm like so angry right now. I'm like not gonna say another word about this until like about in about 2 minutes." So Katie's like, "Brock, what happened?" "Hey, well, she's upset. I spoke to Schwartz about last night's interaction with you and Mix."
And of course, Brock announces the entire table, because that's how this group rolls. And at the table, this is where the possibly the most annoying debut of a below deck character in ages, which is actually is a blessing from the Lord. So thank you, sir. But what's his name, Ben?
So his name is Dylan. So while this whole scene that we're discussing unfurls, there is a really handsome guy next to Katie, and I think we saw him in the trailer. We're like, who's that? Well, it turns out, for people who don't watch Below Deck, because it turns out a lot of people don't watch Below Deck who watch Vanderpump Rules, he is the new Decky who debuted on Monday on Below Deck. And he's this like hot 23-year-old, but he's like, I'm all about positivity. I really care, because I was like fat for my life and I was made fun of it. So now I have the best body of them all. And I just like, I see people on the side of the street, I like put up my hand and it's like, if you go high five, and they don't even know what's going on, but they'll always remember it. And it's like, who is this hot and super annoying person? And now here he is on Vanderpump Rules, making a double debut.
Yeah.
Unexplained. Like there's no context to it. He's just there.
Yeah. It's just friends with them. They're Bravo people, okay? They probably met at BravoCon.
Just really quick. It's really quick. Especially, it's really hard for a below deck person to cross over into the world of Vanderpump Rules, and he did it like within 24 hours of just even appearing on Below Deck for the first time. I've never seen anything happen so quickly.
It's because I'm thin now, mother. It's because I'm thin now.
He gave her a high five.
I have everything I wanted
be friends
because
with me.
I'm thin. So Brock announces to the table that the interaction with you and Max. So Ariana's like, wait, what do you mean the interaction with you and Max? Boyens? Max Boyens? And Katie's like, wait, what do you mean? What, like the worst liar ever.
Don't
She's like,
cast
what?
her on the traitors. What? What are you
She's like, what's
talking
going
about?
on? So Lala's like, oh my God, does she have a thing with Max Boyens? That is so awkward. Oh, Jesus Christ. Can I get another napkin?
I just squirted over the Below Deck guy. So Katie's like, so like Max came over to my place afterwards. Like, so what? Brock goes, yeah. It's like, yeah. So he like came over. So what?
All right. So you guys just watch Netflix and chill then, eh? And she goes, what's the big deal, Brock? And he goes, oh, no big deal. I was just letting him know that his best friend was at his ex-wife's house. That's all. She's like, what does he need to know? Because he got his ass rammed for keeping it in the friend group when you went to his best friend. That's why.
Katie's like, when I asked him like 3 months into our separation not to fucking fuck around in the group, he did not give a single fuck about what I thought. So who cares?
Agree with Katie.
Yeah.
Listen, it happens
100%.
a few times a year. 100% agree with Katie. And Lala's like, oh my God, did they sleep together? And she's like,
Oh my God, I'm staying out of it. It's not my business, but yes, I have access to their camera, and I heard a lot of moaning. I heard like moaning and then banging of a headboard, and then I heard this sound. Oh my God, that's like Katie's mating call.
Lala's like, I don't recognize this version of Katie. Okay, like the Katie I know doesn't seek revenge. She just doesn't. She just talks about it, but she's like really lazy. Okay, look at her music career.
She doesn't actually get up and do it.
Brock's like,
And Brock's like,
well,
oh, go ahead, Ben.
you know what? You do it. You are the Brock.
No.
I cede the floor to you, other
Well,
Brock.
all right. Well, if my best friend sleeps with my wife, first I high five him and say, that's not an easy pair of pants to get into, is it? And then I'd headbutt him. Say, we'll talk about this. We'll compare notes later, bro.
Okay, well, I know no one asked me, but I don't want to talk about this. So I checked to see if my friends got home safe, and I saw his location, and I was like, oh, maybe he dropped Katie off. And then I checked again to see, like, did she get out of the car okay? And then, like, I checked again, and then, like, the next day it was, like, still there. And I was like, oh.
Katie's like, Scheana, what the fuck are you even saying? What the fuck are you even saying?
And she's like, like, Brock's on my phone, and that's, like, why he went and, like, said something now. That's it. Like, I was just like, oh. And I was just like, oh. And I was like, oh. That's it.
Oh my God. So now Lala, so of course this affects Lala, right? Because it's everything. So she's like, oh my God. Like, Billy, this group is too weird. Like, everyone's just so full of shit. Like, I can't take it. Ariana's lying about why she's still in the house and her financial situations. You've got which I don't get.
By the way, what was that?
I don't know. Like,
what was that?
Ariana's pretending that she's poor when she's really loaded from all of these brand deals, I guess is what she's saying.
I think they forgot to give us context.
Yeah, she's like, you got Scheana like following every single person's fucking location, and which is amazing. And she and Schwartz are like hiding that they made out one time, and now Katie's hooked up with Max, who's Schwartz's best friend, and like that's a big secret. The way everyone is moving is just like gross. I hate when people keep secrets, which is why people didn't know I was dating.
If they're going to keep a secret, at least get a Range Rover out of it.
Yeah, which is why people didn't know I was dating Rand for like 3 years.
She's like, I'm leaving. This group is so fucking chaotic and the weird. Like, I don't want to be transparent about anything. No, I'm in Noitsk. I'm leaving. I love you all. Goodbye. Squirt out.
And that's it. It ends with somehow Lala being the most offended person at the table, which is, of course it did.
I am so mad right now.
But nice return to the mess with literally everybody. And I love that Scheana is still fucking stalking people. That is so funny that people let Scheana follow their location.
Good for her. Good for her.
Had a girl.
So funny. What a messy episode. I loved it. Like, this show still has it. It's just shocking. They are so toxic to each other, all of them.
Yeah, still got it, people. Still got it. All right, everybody. Thank you for, if you're still here, you are really a fucking trooper.
Thank you for listening to this 5-part
My God, this was literally the longest we've done in a long time. So thank you, everybody, for being here, for all your support. Go get tickets, Europe, blah, blah. I'm not even going to bug you with that shit right now because we've taken so much. We love you guys.
Don't even bug.
We'll talk to you for Summer House coming up next.
Yeah. Oh, can't even wait.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. We want to hang with Liz Lang. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
We forever love Ava.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We're Pilch Poppers for Jen Pilch.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch. She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Hey grown-ups, the Cat in the Hat Cast is a new podcast from Wondery, perfect for the whole family. Join the Cat in the Hat and your favorite Dr. Seuss characters as they get whisked away on a new adventure every week. Fish dreams of creating his very own polite and quiet podcast. That is, until he gets a surprise visit to his Fishbowl podcast studio from the Cat in the Hat himself, and it becomes very clear that the cat has other plans for the podcast. And those plans are the opposite of quiet. Sing along to new favorite songs, try your luck at Titanic tongue twisters, have some fun with wondrous wordplay, and most importantly, bring your family along for all of the adventures in the Cat in the Hat Cast. Follow the Cat in the Hat Cast on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to the Cat in the Hat Cast early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Wondery Kids Plus on Apple Podcasts today.